Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and today is Tuesday. So my buddy Satoshi Sean's joining us. We have Christmas gifts to exchange with each other, and JP Morgan's trying to ask the SEC for a delay on a pay-to-play thing. There's so much money flying around. It's just insane. Apparently, the CIA assassinated JFK and nobody's talking about it. Just what in the world is going on? Like, I've had so much popcorn, I could puke. This movie just keeps going. So give me a like. I'll fill you in on what's going on and talk to Sean, get his thoughts on it right after this. Well, I'm here. Oh, Sean's back too. Okay. I was worried. You're fast, though. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We've just got a couple days till Christmas. I'm super excited. I know people are worried about the cold weather, but I'm kind of enjoying it as long as I can stay close to fire or heater.
It was, but it was nice. It was, my camera looks really good, doesn't it?
You look like a damn handsome man, which that is a hint on my Christmas gift for you.
Is it? All right.
Yes.
Yours is right over here.
Hint.
It's cool, man. It is cool.
Well, let's exchange those over on your channel in the second half.
Okay.
Because I got too many things to talk about. And some of it, I mean, I don't even know where to start. I probably won't even be able to get through all of it. But
are we
which part?
I'm just looking. Hold on one second before you. I don't know if we're live.
Yeah, we should be. Well, my streaming software says we're live.
Okay. Yeah.
There's 5 people watching. It says.
There's no comments though. I'm not seeing any comments.
Oh, how weird.
Yeah. No, you're live. Okay.
Okay. Maybe they're just.
But yeah, comments. There's no comments.
Well, good to see everyone that's in the live chat. Hopefully you'll say hi.
There are no comments in the chat though either. Okay, so it's normal.
Oh.
We got 4 likes though.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Very strange things happening over there.
Yeah.
Jay Delaney. Hello.
There we go.
Good to see you. Thanks for getting things rolling. Yeah. So I tagged this hashtag pay to play, which may be part of the reason it's not getting much play. But apparently JP Morgan has agreed to forego its advisory fee to a Florida pension for 2 years unless the SEC exempts it from a pay-to-play payment ban. So this is where, like, they have all these ways of, playing these games, and the big club that they're in and we aren't. And I don't know. Why won't it let me read this? It was letting me read this earlier.
You got to pay to play. You got to pay to read.
I got to pay to read now, baby.
Yeah. Dang.
Dang.
Buddy. In the chat, good to see you, Phil.
So basically, it was something about the one of the guys gave a campaign gift to somebody running for mayor, and I don't know. Now it's just their game anyway. So yeah, I shared that on Twitter. Wow, that's annoying.
Our country's so fucked up, man. I just been thinking about.
Well, it's like the article that I sent you about them, the CDC hiding, well, them paying the
Oh,
FBI
God,
to censor us, then
using
paying
our money, we
our
pay for
tax
it.
money. Yes, we
That's a
paid to
yeah.
be censored by the FBI. We paid for them to also hide a study that showed, let's see, where was that one? That
That's something
was,
I don't understand. That was like when I was ever since I was a kid. It's like, and that's something that people don't understand. That the government doesn't pay for anything. They have no money. They don't earn anything. They don't produce anything. They don't make anything. They don't earn anything. Everything that they shell
right,
out comes from us.
comes
So
from
the
us.
government doesn't pay for anything. We pay for everything.
Right.
And like with cops' body cams and stuff like that. Like, oh, we don't release that. It's like, dude, you don't own it. Like, our city pays for it. I paid for that. That's my equipment. You're using it. You're leasing it. I'm paying for it. So I don't understand how they can get away with stuff like that. Um, we're I was going to pick your present up, and I didn't notice it, but it said no cell phone use in this area.
What?
And then Alex is like, "Oh yeah, you can't use cell phones in any school zone. It's been that way ever since cell phones were invented." I'm like, "No, it hasn't. I had a cell phone when it was first invented, and people
No,
didn't
that's
know what they
weird.
But then I thought about like these weird laws, like I was talking about last week how what's that, Idaho or Kansas or someone passed a law where you can shoot a police officer illegally enter your house.
Yes.
And I'm like, why does that need to be a law? That's not a law. That's like that's
Defend
illegally
your
entering.
home. Yeah.
It says right there, illegally entering your house.
Hmm.
And Ted's like, no, most states now, I know that cops had protected, um,
Immunity or whatever.
yeah, it's qualified immunity where you couldn't
Qualified
sue them no
immunity.
matter what. But I didn't think they were allowed to break the law. And Ted was like, yeah, most states, you can't shoot a cop. And that's just so blatantly a class system where you're a second class citizen if the Constitution and the other things don't matter to these people. That's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. But that's what we're talking about. It's like rules
Hmm.
for different rules for different people,
Yeah.
and that's not how it's supposed to be.
Well, that's what I was talking to one of my patrons today. So I have like a $20 level where like you can message me and I can talk that way, and then I share all my like research and stuff. But then I have like another level where you can have a call with me once a month, and I have this one lady that she's really great, and um, so I have a call with her once a month, and we were talking about the whole rules for the kind of thing, and how this has been able to go on for so long. And, with what's going on with Julian Assange versus SBF or Hunter Biden, for God's sake,
Yeah,
what is all known and seen by all, and that we actually have been, once again, our tax dollars have been paying the FBI to protect this son of a bitch, disgusting,
yeah.
non-human
If
thing.
Jamal or Jaquan from down the road posted on their Facebook
Yeah.
anything that's on Hunter Biden laptop, just
Hmm.
on their Facebook, the cops would literally just go there and arrest him. It's
Yes.
like, hey, you posted this video. We saw
No,
this video.
meanwhile, Hunter's been back at the White House,
And
for the
that's and
cousin's wedding or
that's
whatever.
another thing.
And
Having grown up around the military, it, you don't understand how normal people, have to live to have a security clearance. Like, they have to watch their credit. They can't associate with certain people. Just
mm,
just to have a regular job. If you're like a lieutenant in the military,
hmm,
like if your neighbor has been to prison, you're like, dude, I can't be friends with you. I appreciate that you're my neighbor. Thanks for the casserole. No, you could hurt my career just
wow.
knowing you, because every time that you have to go for like a review, or if you have to get another clearance, they look into all that stuff. I'm like, hey man, you're friends with this guy who went to jail for um for theft, for drugs. You have to answer for that. And the level of I forget the word, but the level that people had to hold to just when I was growing up, just normal people in these kind of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're looking at like the top of the pile. You're talking about people on the actual like intelligence committee
Well, and it
who had
seems to be
sex with
common,
a Chinese spy, and
right?
they're still there.
And it's in our face, and it seems to be common knowledge, and yet nothing's done about it. For how long?
Exactly, nothing's done
It
about it.
just keeps going. It just keeps going. Um,
Yeah, someone said, "Well, yeah, tell a teacher that you own her classroom." That's another big thing, man. Is that I watched something? This kid, this mother went to school because her daughter was in trouble for wearing like an American flag, but it said like "Make America Great" or something like that on like Flag Day or
mm,
America Day. So, and the principal, and she's like all pissed, and then she's like, "Why is my daughter in trouble for wearing an American flag on Flag Day?" And the principal's like, "Well, she's not in trouble. She's not in trouble. Don't put words in my mouth. Like you're sending her home. Yeah, she's being sent home because this is like distracting." Because it had Trump on it or "Make America Great,"
distracting.
and
So
so
see how they use the words and
she's
then
going off, and they had her
manipulate that.
arrested and she's like, "You're kicking me off." She's like, "Yes, you're trespassing." She's like, "I'm trespassing on school property that I pay for." And they're like, "Yeah, this isn't your property, it's school property." And ours is the same way. Our school, well, they will arrest you, they'll kick you off. Uh, we've made national news um, for things that the school has done. Um, but people, public servants need to be there. First off, officials. I stopped calling them officials like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I remember I said it to Beatles, and he was like, "You know
Mm,
what? You're right, man. You're right. We got to stop calling them officials. They're public servants.
yeah.
That's what they are. And you call them public servants, um, and they need to be reminded that I'm the one that you work for. And people started to wake up to that on this local level that we've been talking about, and the government came back and said, "You're a domestic terrorist. You went to a school board meeting and you were angry, domestic terrorist." So we let it get this bad. We let it get so far that just standing up for your basic rights. I mean, you own the business. You pay all the bills for
Hmm.
every single person there, from the teacher to the janitor to the school administrator, everyone. And they think there's rules for thee and not for me. So we've let it get so bad, so bad.
Yeah. And these are the bills they're trying to pass now. The new omnibus. It's like insane.
See,
And
Congress is broken. Before, I want to say two things. I
yeah, go ahead.
think it's one thing forever. Every cop, every soldier, anyone that has to swear to defend the Constitution should have to know what it says. They should be able to memorize or say what the Constitution is, so that they're saying that they're going to defend it. There's most everyone in Congress will admit I didn't read the bill, because you can't read that.
Because
They're
it's
given
impossible. Yeah.
at most they're given a week. Okay,
Yeah.
usually they're given hours because they want to push stuff through. They shouldn't be allowed to vote if they haven't
Mm,
read the bill. That's just common sense, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like
Yeah. You shouldn't be able to sign a check that you didn't read.
you don't know
Or
the balance.
well, and here's the other thing though. If you say look at that, there's a lot of times where we um are guilty of that ourselves. We just click the accept button on software things,
Absolutely.
because we just want to be able to use the product, whatever. And we
Yes.
didn't read the terms of service.
But there,
And
there is something a little different on that. If you don't, if you don't click it, you don't use it. And people don't know this. I used to work for Microsoft. If you don't agree to that, you'll lose everything you have.
right,
I mean, your Xbox is just a paperweight.
right.
Your
Yeah.
computer,
You
everything you
cannot
have
move
that has
forward.
Windows on it
Yeah.
can be shut down, and you
Yeah.
can't use it. It's
You
worthless.
either
Yeah.
accept their terms. It's hot. You're held hostage. Yeah.
So
by
what are you
terms
going
of
to do? Oh, I don't like this. Let me call my lawyer tomorrow. And then I'm going to, no, it's you have to click it.
yeah,
You have to accept those terms. So it is a little bit different with them. It is more like just them just signing a blank check
yeah.
because they don't know what's in the bill that they're signing. And that to me, I mean, that's,
It's
taxation
negligence.
without representation. That's
Hmm.
representation without representing. I mean, they're not doing their job. So it doesn't seem like it should be allowed.
No,
Uh,
for sure.
but like I said, it's broken. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree completely. Um, in that bill, like the 45s and the 17s are just all in the news. I mean, they're just rubbing it in our face. Um, that we're watching this movie, and I'm tired of eating popcorn. Like it's got to be getting close. There's another thing from last year when Public and I um, read through the NDAA for last year, like this big omnibus thing, the
Mhm.
NDAA, a lot of those things are now coming out. There was the thing about the PFAs, that lawsuit or study with 3M and how it's causing poison, and we're all getting sick from the Teflon and all that kind of stuff, and even into our clothing products. That was just released. That story released today.
Something
Um,
I wanted to tell you about. I forgot. Did you see about the fluoride?
no, mm-mm.
Well, okay. If you look on toothpaste, it says if you ingest a certain amount, you have to call poison control.
Oh,
But the level that you have to call poison control is less than like a 16-ounce glass of water.
oh,
It was like some scientist put out a video. He's like, can you see the correlation there? Um, it's that common sense thing. Like it says on the box that the masks don't protect against
right.
this stuff, and people are starting to see that and wake up to that. But
Mm,
but like you hadn't heard about it. I mean, we have to share this stuff around. People need to understand
yeah.
and wake up.
I think this is the next big, speaking of waking people up, because I think they're waking up the CIA, the FBI, what's going on with all the three-letter agencies is really being exposed. The mainstream media is being exposed.
Mhm.
If you want to look, it's out there. But
Yeah.
this to me is the next big bomb that goes off is the churches. This pastor was robbed worth $1 million of jewelry during a church service, and he was recently arrested on charges of fraud. And apparently, there's a couple of these pastors that have been arrested. Some of these big mega churches, they either used the PPP money thing and they manipulated it and then lied about their ministry. One of them got an $8.4 million loan, um, bank fraud, and lied about the ministry to get an 8.4. This was to get COVID relief money.
$0.4 million.
Hmm.
I was talking with Alex on the way home from the doctor about just how much money these these people blow and just waste. It's like we're normal people. Like $1 million, that's a lot of money. Like
Yeah.
we could do so much.
Hmm.
I was telling Alex about what happened to Robert De Niro. Care about what happened to Robert De Niro?
No.
He got robbed. His Manhattan apartment. He was robbed while he was there. This burglar came in, was going through his Christmas presents, everything, just like a movie, right?
Hmm.
He sleeps through the whole thing. His daughter woke up, called the police. Police came, they arrested the robber, it was his lady, um, while she was robbing the place and all, arrested her, but he slept through the whole thing. That's not the big. I mean, the big thing is like, oh, look at the crime in New York. Oh my God, it's terrible. Now we got to look at it, even though everyone gets robbed all the time. But it doesn't matter, except now that it happened to Robert De Niro. But Robert De Niro doesn't own his place. Guess how much rent he pays for this apartment monthly?
Nothing.
No, it's a lot.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
$77,000 a month.
What?
Yeah, rent. So that means after a year, he's paid in like close to $900,000.
Like that was
He
our
has nothing.
first house cost that much when I was just newly
If you're
married
making
when
if
I
you're
in my
making
20s.
7 grand a month, if you're making $77,000 a year, you have a great job. You're
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah.
And that after a year, he had spent almost $900,000. He has nothing. It's rent. It's nothing. He has nothing. That's just money gone. Just thinking about, I was telling Alex, like,
Wow.
no, it's so hard to fathom. Just that's throwaway money. It's like a hotel room or something, you know. But then I was thinking about Balenciaga, and I mean, where everyone's talking about, oh, this is terrible and it's terrible and all, but one of the most shocking things was that they're just T-shirts for $700 and $900. There's
Hmm.
nothing special. It's not like they're they're encrusted with this or they got gold stitching. Or for $900 for a T-shirt, you would think there's something. It's some kind of special cotton. They're just a T-shirt for $900. It's like there is a different class of people. Like, you have so much money at that there's just a different way of thinking. Like, oh, T-shirts are $900, not 19. It's like it's so hard to wrap my head around. Um, but there has been for a while, but I think it's just becoming more evident that there are different classes of people, and the only thing that keeps us from going over the edge is that we have the Second Amendment, and I think even the left is starting to see that now. That all this stuff is coming out. They're like, oh my god, there really is two classes of people, and
Hmm.
I'm not buying $900 T-shirts. Uh-oh.
Well, that's why this whole thing about, I mean, that's why they're doing things like, trying to keep Assange or trying to kill Assange. Um, oh, there was a couple other bank stories I wanted to share before, but I also wanted to talk about the gun thing. I mean, we mentioned it briefly, but how they're being they're paying to suppress this. I know I sent that to you, that article on, maybe I just um, posted it, or maybe I sent it. I must have texted to you or something. Um, there were 3 different bank articles I did want to talk about, though, which we talked about. So JP Morgan um, had the pay to play thing. There's a Wells Fargo. Am I sharing my stream right now?
What's this about the grant to Ukraine?
Yes, there's that one too. The trust. That was the other one. So there's this Wells Fargo thing. There's something going on with the banks. Like there's some kind of exposure thing going on with the banks because JP Morgan's in trouble for the pay to play thing. Wells Fargo agreed to a $3.7 billion settlement for various allegations of mistreating customers. So they're in trouble. Then
Most people. So we throw these numbers around like billions. Most people don't even know how much a billion is.
yeah,
Most
I
people
agree.
think it's like $100 million or something. And it's 1,000 millions. 1 billion is 1,000 millions. So
It's
$1
a
million
lot.
is a lot of money. That's a lot of
Mhm.
money. And when you're talking 2,000 millions going to a country that's not us, when we have so many problems, we have our own citizens sleeping on the street, dying, nowhere to live. We have people with no insurance who
Oh, but
can't
we've
go to
got
the
this
doctor.
trust going on right now that, we're
There's
sending
some,
another 45 billion to
if you look at
Ukraine.
things, like I said, look at things like you're looking at it in the eyes of history, where you're
Mhm.
trying to explain it to an alien. If it doesn't make sense, dude, you shouldn't be doing it. Oh, well, we're giving $2,000 million over to these people for this. We're spending billions of dollars on weapons so that these people can fight somewhere else. And why aren't you taking care of your citizens?
Right.
Yeah. Well, what?
Right.
There doesn't make any sense, and you can't explain it away. And when they ask that question, like in a debate where they ask a politician, why are we sending money, blah blah blah, when we have this? They're like, well, we gotta, blah, blah, blah. Dude. And the biggest question, if you have the money, if there was no war in Ukraine right now, if it stops tomorrow, if it stops before we send this money, then is the homeless problem gone? Are you going to go take care of all that? I mean, the money's there, right? We have the money. We're about to send
it. That's not where it goes, though.
So it's not going to stop.
Because it's never really going there. It's actually, we know where it's going. It's going here, I mean, it's all about the wash.
But
and not just to the Dems.
A year ago, we didn't have a war in Ukraine. A year ago, we assume we still had this money. So why wasn't all this stuff taken care of in a year ago?
Right.
They're just basic common sense questions that people just quit asking. They quit asking. And we need.
Well, and where does it come from? If we don't even have enough money to fund our government. They're literally passing bills that last through a week at a time. Yeah. They don't even have funding to the end of the year for our own government. But
which is interesting.
We're going to send.
We can't agree on
funding our own
government, but we can fund someone else's real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
All right, we gotta hurry up.
Yeah, let's jump over to your channel, and we'll. I want to show you what I got, what I made you for Christmas. And I got to turn up my heater a little bit in my room. I'm freezing my tail off.
It was hot at the doctor's office today.
Really?
My nurse came in. She's like, "Yesterday I was complaining because it was cold, and now it's so hot, but I don't want to say anything."
Oh my gosh.
She's adorable.
Here's more 17s, more 17s and 45s all over these dirty pastors. Yeah. Anyway, all right. You guys join us over on Sean's channel, and we'll see you guys there. Merry Christmas. Give us a like. Thanks for watching.